Jurgen, Cryptocurrency Academy. Hi guys.
Hey everybody, just plotting for the morning how to conquer the world and save it at the same time.
Awesome.
um,
Awesome. That's a good start.
yeah, so we thought that September the 1st would be a great day to for a launch, and that's where we're heading to. We still got time, but we're plowing for the MVP of Give Bytes. And it's coming together nicely. I have to, obviously be very rigorous to myself, not to allow any more, throwing any more ideas and make it more sophisticated than it should be, by the MVP definition.
But you,
Um,
you do write them down, right?
yeah, of course. We've got a backlog.
Yeah,
We've
yeah.
got a backlog that
Otherwise
keeps
you will
growing.
forget. It's for future. You can do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's super fascinating, and actually, I'm quite happy with the fact that I got so much good feedback during the blog show. I spoke to many people and got a massive round of applause after the presentation. Apparently, I was the winner for that category.
Uh-huh.
So it was super motivating, and now it's I guess it's the classic, startup entrepreneur dilemma where you have to do so many things at the same time. Just push with develop the
Great.
products,
Uh-huh.
uh, talk with potential users, create go-to-market strategy, um, talk to some people like yourself, and create some PR spin on that,
Uh-huh.
and also of course start looking for investment and pushing that further, and it's amazing because
So how much are you looking for? So just to get things rolling and accelerate it a little bit. Just
I
what?
that's what I need. That's what I need. I think well, I was doing evaluation of the company, and on the basis that crowd funding market gets $50 billion a year pumped through all these websites. They're raising money for some target. I thought that if I get to 1% of market share of the target, which would be 500 million pumped through and raised through give bites,
Uh-huh.
and then if I have not like my competition, not like let's say Kickstarter 4, but 1% commission on that,
Mm-hmm.
so I'll be 4 times cheaper. Then I would end up with making 5 million a year. Obviously, I need to build the traffic and everything.
Yeah.
Um, so my evaluation is that for 10% of my equity, I would like to get around $500,000.
Yeah. Yeah.
um,
Makes
and
sense.
and and that's how I broke it down. I in the world of ICO, I mean, you saw it for in your yourself many times. This is almost like no money.
It
So, but I'm
might get to nothing, but if you're if you want to get it, it still sounds like quite a lot, right?
probably, yeah, exactly. But that's the amount that I need to take off. Probably, this amount covers all the development costs and all
Mm-hmm.
the marketing costs for 12 months. Um, so in this time, I think I would have enough breathing space
Uh-huh.
to get the word out, to start maybe because the magic of this product is actually that it's the fundraisers who
Yeah.
will be
Maybe you
making
can.
money.
I've been talking to you already, but I didn't post the interview yet. So maybe you can tell the community a little bit or a little bit, but can you tell the community what does Skiff Bytes do? What kind of solution do you offer?
Sure. So, GiveBytes is the first crowdfunding platform where you can support any fundraising cause, but you don't have to reach out for your wallet. Instead, you can support it by donating the unused excess of your computing power. So normally when you work with your computer and you don't work with any heavy computing processes like 3D rendering or video editing or whatever it is,
Uh-huh.
chances are you usually utilize between 10 to 30% of your CPU. And at GiveBytes, we've come up with a solution that lets you donate the excess of your power to the fundraising campaign of your choice. the way this mechanism is built is actually really smart because it recognizes when your CPU utilization goes up, when when it spikes, and at those moments, we want to make sure that your computer doesn't slow down. So what we do is we auto pause mining
Uh-huh.
until you're finished, with doing whatever so resource intensive was being done. And then when the CPU utilization drops down again, your support would be continued towards any campaign. Now the great thing is that
Okay, just
uh,
interrupt you for a small while. But
uh-huh,
for some people, speed is something that everybody wants with their computer. But the
of
software
course,
that you kind of will implement will not affect the normal use that people do. Okay, let's be honest. A lot of people are using word processor and are surfing a little bit on their computer. Basically, that's it. So, like you're saying, yeah, from 30, maybe 40%, if they have a lot of websites open, but that will be it. So you will be benefiting a lot of projects while people don't even notice actually.
exactly. That's the point. We want to make it smart. We don't want to make it something that will drain the energy of your last resource in your computer. No, we want that to be something that everybody can use. And the the beauty of this project is that there is almost zero barrier entry, because any computer, anyone with a PC, with a laptop or stationary computer, um, and then just recently we started also thinking about how we can approach mobiles, but that's another conversation. Um, but pretty much anybody
No,
can
Electronium has been doing that actually.
they are doing them. They are doing that
Not
exactly.
really mining, but it's really they're using it as they call it mining, but
Exactly.
system.
And I've got some similar ideas to what Electronium is doing, slightly twisted with a more business angle to it. But when the time is right, I'll tell you more. For
Love
the time being, it's just we're just why we're doing that. We're doing that because right now, if you look at the wealth distribution around the world, what you'll find is that roughly 1% of people earn more than 25,000 euros a year.
Uh-huh.
The other 99% learn less and may not have sufficient income to be able to share it with other people. So even if they wanted to participate in crowdfunding or fundraising campaign,
Uh-huh.
maybe not always they're able to afford it. Whereas the other statistic that comes in hand is the internet penetration, which last year in December was over 54% of the global population. So over 54% of all the people in the world have access to a computer, whereas only 1% earns more than 25,000. So what we're doing here is we're shifting the power back to the people, and the people will be able to, simply by turning on their computer, going to GiveBytes, they will be able to decide, what thing that goes viral is being rewarded. Where most compassionate people would see this being used, and say, okay, today, like right now, if you go to GiveBytes website, if you go to givebytes.to/daktari,
Let's do
you'll
that.
find, or just go to givebytes.com and you'll find a link on the main page.
Bytes.com.
.com.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Alright, let's do that.
And then
Maybe let's share the screen so people can see it.
okay, cool. So before we do that, you can click on the support this campaign, the middle one, for Daktari.
Yeah. So share screen. So now you can see the screen. So this is the
Yeah,
GiveBytes website. There, there,
yeah.
there are some projects already. So it's a running process as we speak, actually.
Yeah, if you could choose the middle one, support the campaign. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah. Okay.
Are you, are, are you on Mac by any chance?
On Mike?
On Mac?
Yeah, I'm on Mac. Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Jürgen, could you open this page in Safari, please?
Safari. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Just get this link.
Yeah. 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 Of course, I understand.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, works better in Safari.
Yes, and I'll tell you why in a second. It's an interesting thing because the technology I'm using, the technology I'm using in the prototype is called CoinHive,
Yeah.
and it's a third-party plugin that Google Chrome already starts stopping. They think that I'm a malicious, software or script.
Okay.
But it's not, because there is a constant. We're not doing anything behind user's
Okay.
back.
It's on Safari
Okay,
now. Yeah.
brilliant. So as you see, you have the campaign description. Well, the campaign, the time for this one actually has already come to an end, but
Yeah.
it still works. So you've got all your description, and on your right hand side there is a start mining module.
Let me check.
Uh,
Yeah. Start mining.
if you click on that, you'll see what's start happening. You'll see the hashes coming from your PC, from your CPU, being sent for this campaign. So as you see, you're building up. You have like 600 hashes now. That's what you send, and in GiveBytes you'll be able we'll be able to record all those hashes. We have your stats, so everything will be fully transparent. You have the ability to check, how you're supporting versus the average person on the world. You'll be able
Uh-huh.
to have a leaderboard and a ranking of how many people out there and how good person you are, like how much have you helped.
Uh-huh. Okay.
And
You can really see the kind of commitment that you make for sharing your
exactly,
power. Yeah.
exactly. We will also, we're also thinking about gamifying this whole experience, because you're reaching points. We want to be giving back. If our
Uh-huh.
users, if you come to mine 1 million, to send 1 million hashes, you will be rewarded. So we will send something to you to boost you even more. And by this, we want to grow a community, and start working with people and with companies who believe that this kind of support, or endorsements
Uh-huh.
to different causes is right. The thing is that, if you look
I
into.
could even imagine actually so some of the Forbes 500 companies, they have a lot of excess computer power that they will just say, okay, we want to be responsible, and one of the things
Mhm.
we do, we share a part of our computer power to support these kinds of projects. So
Exactly that.
yeah. And could it also be possible? Because now I'm using my own computer, but I can imagine also for some people they say I don't want to share my own computer, but I would like to, for I don't know, $6 basically you have a cloud computer, and could you use that also? And do you need some extra software to be installed or whatever, or can it just run?
Yes, in fact, when I was in Block Show, I was talking to one company called EasyMine, who are basically cloud-based mining.
Yeah.
And what we discussed is that
As you
potentially,
guys
we
can
could.
all see is that Jacob is showing his house. He's walking around.
I'm actually just grabbing some charger for my phone, so
Okay, yeah,
yeah.
my computer was off as well. Now I don't know if I can see it, but probably we
Uh,
will be able to cut it out anyway. Yeah,
okay.
I can see it though. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. So we did have this conversation about how we can use industrial mining and use some mining companies to work with us, and that's actually it's very interesting case because there's plenty of touch points that we can where we can cooperate. The only sort of question that remains is, do we want to stick to cryptos, or sorry, to fiat currency in the end, which to most people, like, for us to take off is probably better because we will offer traditional fundraising as well.
Uh-huh.
And to take this project off the ground, we really need to rely on this to go viral. So you'll be able to make a donation as well as support certain campaign with your computing power. Um, and I think we might be talking about two different target groups for both ways of raising.
Uh-huh.
Some people might be coming from developed countries and saying, okay, this is a campaign for to build a school in somewhere in India.
Uh-huh.
Actually, if I do that, maybe they're
I'll
going.
stop the sharing, but the
Mhm.
light above you is a little light, so a part of it
Okay,
you can't see. Yeah, so yeah, it looks better like that actually. Yeah, yeah. Oh my God, look at the weather. You just woke
it's
up.
amazing.
You just woke up.
I'm still in my bedroom. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. I have two kids, so I have a challenge with that. But yeah, that's okay. Okay, I stopped sharing. So now everybody, now I see you much better. Now we can see each other again. Okay.
Yep.
One question I would like to ask, because one of the challenges, yeah, for the Netherlands, but probably for all, if you do a fundraising like this and give that back to the community, one of the challenges basically is that people don't know where their money is going, and what you see is that a lot of money or a lot of the cryptos in this case, how will you give insight if that's really coming to the community where it's supposed to be?
hmm So that's a very good question. I had to ask when I was pitching actually, and the answer is very very simple. We want to be we like simple solutions. So whenever there's a fundraising campaign, the fundraiser as a person will need to be a verified person. And if you're saying you're from British Red Cross, then we will need to verify that. So we will ask for your ID. We will do ID verification during the campaign registration.
Okay. Do you have a kind of
And
KYC procedure also for that implemented?
exactly. Yeah, we it's part of our UX. If you
And,
want to be fundraising,
and just to be honest, you can be somebody from a Red Cross or whatever, but you can still, yeah, excuse my word, but you can still fuck up basically, and you can still steal money. So,
well, that's beyond our hands.
yeah. Uh-huh.
It's a tough one.
Yeah.
That's why I would much rather, and I'm thinking about attracting smaller charities, because Red Cross and all those big charities that have been living of donations for the last 50 years. My idea is that when you're doing a charity, and actually let me give you an example. I come
Mhm.
from Poland. In Poland we have one big charity event. It's a very much rock and roll event. It's called the Grand Orchestra of Christmas Charity.
Okay.
And this event has been started. It's an annual thing. It's been started by one guy named Jurek Owsiak, and he started it like 26, 27 years ago.
Okay.
And what it is that every year on the second Sunday of January, volunteers go to the streets and they collect money for a healthcare related project or purpose. They are all doing it only once a year, and everybody in Poland is helping to this cause only once a year.
Uh-huh.
So it's an event. There's plenty of concerts in Poland. in every city there's a concert. Now in London there's a concert. I suppose there will be concert in Amsterdam as well,
Yeah.
because it's become an, such a great, um, there's such a great solidarity spirit behind that, that everybody knows that they need to help.
Yeah, yeah.
And
And besides that, of course, when you do music, music connects as well. You know, and
absolutely.
music
So as
music gives joy, so people are in a happy state, and maybe even also willing to give more money as well. So that will
absolutely,
all support.
absolutely.
All,
So what this guy did, what Jurek did, he created this massive event. That there is one day of fundraising when he raises. Last year he raised over something like 30 million euros,
okay.
maybe a little less, but around that figure. So it's really substantial.
Yeah.
And what he does is to say thank you to all the volunteers. For the last maybe 15 years, he was also organizing the biggest open air rock festival in Poland,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
and this one attracts like 400,000 people.
Wow. Okay.
It's a massive. This is Polish Woodstock, and it's actually called Woodstock.
Okay. Oh, nice. 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 Nice.
And
You go there
there's
every year.
been, sorry.
You go there every year. Or don't you?
Actually, now I think I'm a bit too old for that. But
Yeah.
it's an amazing event. There's so much, like, there's so many young people, and there's so much love in. The atmosphere is just amazing. Everybody's so peaceful and so happy, just happy, pure happy.
Hmm.
Anyway, this guy, he's raising a lot of money for hospitals, for different programs. So he buys equipment. You can see equipment with his logo on pretty much every second hospital in Poland, if not every single one.
Okay.
And what's become obvious is that, okay, this guy, he is somehow shaping up the healthcare state in Poland
Uh-huh.
because of all the great job he's done. So this obviously, wasn't isn't very convenient for politicians, because they would rather have control, and they would rather this man didn't express his opinions on what should and what should not be done, because he's very, very influential and stuff like that.
Hmm.
So what they did is they actually trying to to give him hard time, and they're making very, very sad fake news about how he's stealing the money from the collection, how he's doing that. He's very transparent. He's a special agency that's reporting his the way the money is being spent, and he spends no more than 5% of the total amount on purposes that are not related to charity, to giving. So all the administration, as
I
well
think
as
a lot of companies like the Red Cross, UNICEF, and things that can really look at that, and because I
they
break
take
that down,
30%.
yeah, between 30 and 50% they spent on just internal things.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. So to me, this is just crazy, and I felt like, no, that's
Let's
strong.
be honest about that. How many money are politicians spending on things
Exactly,
which are not
exactly.
used to build the country and to help people?
Of
So
course,
yeah,
of
yeah,
course.
yeah, kind of strange. Okay.
So it's
Yeah.
a great cause. People are really loving this guy. I love this guy as well. He's really good guy, and also for reasons like what this guy is doing, I would like to encourage to maybe do one day that everybody around the world plays for this event.
Uh-huh.
So if I can get well, if I can, not everyone, because that would be impossible, but if
Uh-huh.
I can get people around the world to say, okay, help this, this one event, this would be a great PR for me as well. It's only one day, and it's a great cause. I wish it was more international, because the world
So it
definitely
will be the
needs.
Jacob's Charity Day. No,
Well, you know,
listening to you and talking to you, I really think you're a good guy. You really want to improve the world as it is now. Yeah, am I
mm,
correct about that? So,
absolutely.
what I would like as well, also for the people, because you said this project, you founded this project, you started it. Actually, it's working already. Yeah, I can already, because I already have like over 30,000. I don't know what it is, but I over 30,000 gift bites probably donated to the cause of Daktari Bush and Wildlife or Bush School and Wildlife Orphanage, which is kind of nice. But maybe you can give a bit about the background of Jacob and what's driving you.
Of course. Yeah, that's, you know, it's very convoluted story. And I specialize in digital marketing. In 2005, I was writing when I was writing my master thesis in Warsaw School of Economics. You know, I was still in Poland. I was studying there,
Okay.
um, and I wrote my paper on the subject was internet as the music distribution channel.
Okay.
And bear in mind that in 2005, you know, this was the year that YouTube was being created.
Yeah,
Nobody
Spotify wasn't there. Netflix wasn't
nobody
there.
nobody heard about iTunes, Spotify, you know, even iPhone wasn't released yet, the
iPhone
first
was
one.
2007.
No,
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
So you know, I was writing my paper about Napster, about Mule, peer-to-peer, you know, MP3s, downloading all these things that my generation, you know, will remember forever. And I think, you know, this next generation may not be familiar with.
Uh,
Um, but I noticed that there's a certain trend in technology, and basically things that were kind of wild and unregulated, you know, a little bit considered illegal, um, then it then becomes regulated. And you know, that's something that's actually I learned from one speech from Andreas Antonopoulos when he was saying, you know, at some point Skype was illegal, Uber was illegal, and they did it anyway. And Airbnb was illegal, and they did it anyway. And similar thing is happening here, you know, where music, you know, music distribution over internet was illegal, and hey, now we have, you know, so many services competing with each other. It's become uh, you know, a tool we use on everyday basis, and
mhm.
it's hard to imagine our lives without those tools.
Yeah.
So then I was thinking, okay, you know, I come across this article about a couple of hackers who planted this JavaScript on some media website.
Oh, you mean the
And
Pirate Bay part? You mean?
yes,
Yeah.
yeah, like Pirate Bay, exactly like a
Yeah.
Pirate Bay. They did it with other news websites, but
Yeah.
actually Pirate Bay was a good case. You know, a lot of people know it.
Uh-huh.
And you know, and then without, because you don't know what's going on, you just go to a website, you just want to download your torrent or your file, whatever it is, and in the background your computer starts mining Monero for them.
Uh-huh.
uh, and I felt like, okay, you know, I'm not sure I like it. This is bad. You know, it feels like somebody's robbing me. But you know, the technology itself is fascinating.
It's, uh, it's
And
it's great, huh? That's because basically I'm doing the same. Only I give a stamp of approval now that I want you to
exact,
use my computer.
exact,
Yeah.
exactly that. And that's how the idea was born. You know, I said,
Yeah.
okay, let's use the same thing with users' consent, with transparency. Let's be honest. And you know, another thing that made me think is that, okay, you know, I'm talking from my mobile now, and my mobile is, I did some research and actually checked that um, it's about 1,500 times more powerful than the computer that was used to send the first rockets to the moon and back. So the Apollo guidance computer in 1969 was actually 1,500 times less powerful than my mobile.
Uh-huh.
Um, so that just gives you the idea of how, you know, how powerful our computers really are.
Uh-huh.
And that's what I really like. That we can harness some excess of the computing power from that, and then give it in the right cause. Direct it to where we want it to go.
Okay, makes sense. Yeah, another question that comes to mind, actually, I was just thinking of it, concerning GDPR. There are a lot of rules and regulation implemented.
Mm.
So I press here. What happens?
With GDPR, well,
Yeah.
okay, we're not trading any user information. So you will have access to your profile, and that's it. We will know probably as much as how to reset your password. So unless you're the person who's the fundraiser, then we need to verify who you are. Then
Uh-huh.
you will sign and agree to the terms and conditions, which say you are a fundraiser, you will benefit from this,
Uh-huh.
and because of that, we need to verify exactly who you are.
Okay. And another thing, because I'm mining gift bytes at the moment, probably at Daktari Bush School and Wildlife Orphanage, they can't really use it at the moment. So will you help them get it into fiat?
For them, for sure, yeah. That's a small charity, and actually, Michelle, who's running the wildlife orphanage, she's also, she's a friend of a friend, and we had a chat, a lovely chat, and she says, okay, she'd love to help me, and if I can help her, that's great. But she wasn't too familiar with the crypto, so I said, don't worry, if you just have PayPal address where we can send you the funds, that's enough. And that's exactly what she does. So yeah, we'll just PayPal the money over to her.
Nice. And basically, you find the project yourself, or they come to you, or how does it work? Because, probably you've been busy with kind of charities a longer time already, so know a lot of them already. But I'm just wondering, how do you choose which one will be on there, or will can everybody apply for it?
Pretty much everybody can apply, and what I can only say is that it may take a few days before I approve all the applications. So right now it's still a manual process. So before you get your page up where you're fundraising, it may be a day or two before that happens. In the long run, I expect that we will have some dropout rate because we will enable two-step um, campaign creation. It will be in a couple of steps, and one of the steps will be to prove who you are. So first you send us your campaign, we review it. If it's okay, we just send you an email saying, okay, now you need to verify yourself to activate the campaign.
Ah, okay, yeah. So you really know who it's going to.
Yeah.
Okay, makes sense. So kind of a KYC with I don't know, maybe your passport and proof of address or something like that.
We'll do it. We learn from exchanges. We'll do it in a similar way. Like right now, it's pretty much you pretty much a standard where you have to identify yourself with an ID to most of the exchanges. So we'll probably take this step.
Okay. Okay,
Yeah.
nice. And yeah, because I didn't even talk about it, but I met you at Block Show, and at Block Show I just saw you walking around with a big smile on your face, so that's somebody I want to talk to anyway. So that's why I got you, and we did an interview over there, which will be online, but probably I can put it online sooner than the other one. Uh, uh, but
Amazing.
you were one of the Block Show Oscars, basically. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. I was competing in the blog show Oscar competition, and that was really great. I got some interesting questions, but the best part was actually networking I could do with all the beautiful people I met over there. It's actually super motivating where you get to see and talk with people like yourself. Actually, people who understand what technology is about, what the potential is, like how it can change the world for better, and how little it takes for us to actually get started. If we start transitioning to blockchain technologies, blockchain solutions, and I'm not only talking about cryptocurrency as the money application. I think it's great and it's very powerful, and I think it will play a significant role in the whole transition. But to me, there's a lot of inspiration whenever I talk with someone who is doing actually something absolutely not related to what I'm doing. I immediately start seeing analogies. Like in the case of my master thesis that I was writing about, Emule, peer-to-peer, BitTorrent and Napster and all the illegal ways to download music.
Yeah.
I could then see how they were, commercialized, regulated, and now we're all using them. I can see something similar happening to many ideas in blockchain technology, and probably to what I'm doing as well. People might say, well, mining, I'm not sure, but this is the way to do something bigger than that, to prove something, something very 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 important. And I remember one conversation I overheard one day when I was in one London park on a picnic. I had a conversation of a father talking to his 10-year-old son, and it was a conversation about money. And the conversation went that, okay, son, so there are three things you can do with your money. You can spend your money, you can invest your money, and you can give your money to charity. These are the three things that people do with money. And to me, that struck me really hard, because especially the charity bit, because as it turns, it's another nice saying, that there is nothing more egoistic than to help another person. Because when you help someone else, the gratitude that they have towards you, because you help them, is actually priceless. It's something that we really really appreciate, and everybody likes to be a hero. Everybody likes to be the good guy.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
it's interesting because
Most of them. There are some there are some side steps. I'm sure.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's true. That's true. Well, I mean, that's how I'd like war to be. I like everyone in the world to be a good guy and to want to be a good guy. And with Give Bites, you can help another person without much effort, really. Without even sharing your income if you don't have it, or
Yeah, that's
it's super
actually
super
that's
simple.
something what I really like about this project is basically, there are some people who have a computer, don't have a lot of money, but they have an internet connection, because otherwise, especially in the Netherlands, they can live on welfare, but they will have a
Hmm.
computer, and they can even support projects like this without really spending money, but they will be contributing to the projects, and also actually for you as well, of course. You invest a lot of that money and time into this project, but when it will be running, there will be a small fee that you connect to that, and then even you will make plenty of money. And I've been talking to Brian Tracy, who you probably, I don't know if you know him, but he's a personal
Yeah.
development guru. And he said, yeah, basically, the best way to help the poor is not to become one of them. And that's
Hmm.
that's also has been a goal of me as well, because I like to help a lot of people. But you can have money. Basically, now I don't even need the money, because I can just share my computer power. If I have,
Exactly.
if I have enough spending power to do the things that I want to do, like to have a little bit more so I can travel even more. But for that, that's a luxury problem, and I can do the things that I want, and like this I can support. So that's really good. I like it.
Awesome.
Okay.
Okay, you're good. Let's keep in touch. Let's keep talking. Okay, man. Thanks so much. I really appreciate your time and your
Thanks,
your
thanks for your time.
will to help.
Thanks for waking up and making the time to talk to me.